triangle from close guard. Okay, so we can have a whole bunch of different types of grips, but I'm going to go the easiest one right now, which is going to be using a push and a pull with the arms. I'll show in different directions, so push and pull. So you can get the legs right over. Okay. Controlling the wrist, push and pull. Leg right over. Okay. This is the first part and the most important part. So if you need to, you can practice the push and pull, lifting and locking. Push and pull, lifting and locking. Okay, right here. This is usually the hardest part. So again, just control here, or you can even control the sleeves, whatever makes you happy in the beginning, okay? Wrist or sleeves, okay? Just remember, push and pull. Push and pull. So the side that I decide to push the arm in, that's the leg that's gonna go over the shoulder. Now when I go over, I can't just be here. Look how my hips are still on the ground. The moment I decide to push through, I have to lift my hips up. And I can use the far leg either on the hip or even just my thigh to lift my hips up. And I can let go of that. Notice how I keep my hips up so I can ensure that the pit of my knee is over his shoulder. If it's too loose, like here, he might be able to get his leg or his arm through and posture up. Okay, so keep the hips up until you can really feel. I don't have to get the figure 4 yet, just locking my feet. Now his arm is in the middle. I'm going to push that to the side. So now it's easier for me to drop my hip here. Okay? Now, there's a lot of things I need to do. Let's go ahead and change the angle so you can see. Okay, push and pull. Locking up, my hips are up so I can push the arm across. Okay, and I can drop the hip. I'm making sure that when I push the arm across, the elbow doesn't stay in the middle of my belly or on the other side of my hip because it's going to prevent me from actually getting the choke. So I want to get the elbow to the other side of my hip, and now I can drop. So I want to hug my shin here. I want to make sure he doesn't posture up here. And I want to lock this all up here. So I'm going to grab my shin, okay, this shin here, and I want to make sure I stay very tight. The other foot now can go onto the hip. I don't like being onto the ground, but if you're not flexible to pull the hip, you can do this, but this is gonna be the best because you can maintain tightness and connection and control. I'm never gonna let go of my shin while my legs are unlocked because I have to make sure his posture is down the whole time. If I try adjusting without holding onto it, he'll just come up, okay? So this is a nice way to make sure that even when my legs are unlocked, he tries posturing up, I can keep him down, okay? So I need to rotate. So when I pinch here, I don't want to turn my hips out this way. I just want to rotate. Okay, so I want to think that there's something going through my belly, and I'm just changing my angle, okay? So the more that I push on the hip, the better it is for me to change my angle, and the easier it is for me to lock my figure 4. Make sure you don't lock on your foot like this, because when you're gonna bend your ankle, you're gonna hurt yourself, okay? So, really important. Foot, angle, as best as you can. It's not about flexibility. Don't try to tweak your knee here. Just try to get the leg, like their thigh, into his neck right here. So almost like you're trying to extend it. So you have enough leg to lock the figure 4. Again, if it's loose at first, it's okay. You grab and then you just adjust until it's the right place. Once you have the nice figure 4 where the shin right here is at the pit of the knee, all you need to do is just grab your knees, the back of the head, squeeze your knees in, get the tap. You don't need to crank on the head. Stroke from this direction here. Okay, push and pull, hips are up. I push the arm to the other side of my hip. Now I can drop. Again, look how the elbow's on the other side. I'm gonna hug my knee and my shin so you can't posture up. I put the foot on the hip, it's locked, I unlock and put the foot on the hip. So right here, it's very important I don't let go of this. I'm going to angle. Look how I'm not pulling my knee, I'm stretching my leg on his neck here. I keep going as much as I need to so I can easily lock a figure four, okay? Into the pit of my knee, not on my calf like this. Here, okay? Hug the knees and squeeze for the tap. This is one of my favorite chokes. It definitely was my favorite choke when I was a white belt. So really, really drill the entry to the triangle. That's the hardest part. Always think one arm in, one arm out, that's the triangle. And then once you have that, take your time making all those little adjustments. Don't just crank on the head. You want to make sure that the arm is across, they're connected, they can't posture up, angle properly, and you're going to get that triangle choke. Give it a try.